we doing here?
So wait, I missed the introduction.
Oh.
My name is E.
Your name is E?
E.
I'm Ron and Don.
Rhonda Don, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what you out here doing?
Me? I'm just vibing tonight.
You vibing? How South Street treating?
Yeah, I just stepped outside. I actually been on South Street in a minute. I used to come down here every day as a child.
That's
When
what
I
I
was
was saying
in high school.
earlier. This was my spot.
Every time I got out of school, South Street was the move.
Yeah, shout out to Dave for having me work out here under Fat Tuesdays. We had a pizzeria called Dave's Pizza. Shout out to Juice Pizza.
I got a funny story actually about Fat Tuesday.
What's the funny story?
My first time going there, I wasn't supposed to be in there. I was like 18.
Was it your first time getting drunk too?
My first time, no.
Okay.
My first time drinking liquor like it was juice.
Ooh.
I was in there like,
this ain't nothing.
I said, this ain't nothing. I got in the Uber, I sat down, I said, whoa. Damn. So I promise you, I was tore up that night. I'm telling you right now.
Wait, how did that night go?
I just went to bed when I got in the crib.
Oh, he went to bed. Was your head spinning? Like, was your room spinning?
Like, I had motion sickness in the wheel. That's what fucked me up.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Like, the moment you sit down is when everything hits you.
You gotta have that talk with yourself, like, yo, we gotta keep
emotional.
it together, yo. You was drinking like a big boy, you gotta be a big boy, right?
Everybody, when they partying hard, it's because they emotional.
Don't sit down.
Don't sit down.
Don't sit down.
You gonna have to stay lit for the night. You know what I'm saying?
I'm crying. Thank you for blessing us with your vocals.
Yo, everybody follow me on IG. I'm a singer and songwriter. You can follow me everywhere at I am Karan White. That's with a K. That's Karon, and White is in the color. You know how to spell that? Well, follow me. You know what I'm saying? Check me out. Everybody go stream my single If You Nasty right now.
If You Nasty right now. Hold on. That's how you close
it? on all
it?
platforms. Yeah. What you want me to sing or something?
You please
I
do.
can do that.
Go ahead. Only on the Real Forest.
I know y'all like Usher, so I'm gonna just kick it off like that. I was all alone. I was feeling rather low. I needed someone to lift my spirits up. So I dropped in on a date just to take a glance. And there this lovely thing was. She was more than enough. I asked her for a hand. Said, would you like to dance? So pleased that I had asked. She quickly took my hand, and we danced and fell in love on a slow jam. Oh. That's it right now. Okay.
We out here being blessed with the vocals from the best.
The next star. If you don't know, you're going to know tomorrow.
Wait, hold on. Can you tell us where to find you again? Once more. That y'all gotta rewind it. He ain't gonna repeat himself.
I'm on point. I've been doing this for years. You go follow me everywhere at I am Karan White. Like I said 5 minutes ago. Appreciate you for letting me on your podcast.
Thank you so much for blessing us. I appreciate your time. Enjoy your watch the card. Alrighty, y'all. We back on the Real Forest podcast. My name is E.
EMB/Elijah.
Okay. Well, what should I call you?
You call me Elijah. I mean, EMB is my artist name.
They call you Elijah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most people that know me in the street know me as Elijah.
So I'm coming across a lot of artists tonight. What kind of art do you create?
Indie, pop, rock. I also rap as well. So I do a little bit of everything. Family's famous for music also on both my sides, dad and mom. So.
Okay, so what do you think your purpose is in this life?
To inspire, spread positivity, love life. As human beings, our purpose is just to live. Now, what you do with that living, whether it's convicted with actual conviction or love in life, that's up to you necessarily.
At the end of the day, it's all up to you. I love that. So do you inspire people through your creative arts?
Yeah, I think I try my best to inspire people through my creative arts, my natural endeavors. I've coached, I've mentored. So I look at it like you inspire people by how you live necessarily, and you inspire people also just by being a role model, you know. Okay. You know, just in general. Because at the end of the day, like, people come at the youth and all of that, but people don't realize we don't have as many people to look up to as a lot of other generations.
We need to lead by example, take accountability. With that being said, how do you think people perceive you?
I think they perceive me as somebody that, you know, is fun-loving. I try my best to be easygoing in a sense, but, you know, I think they perceive me as necessarily what they see. Like, you have to kind of get to know me to kind of really see past that, you know, just the cover of the book necessarily. Right. But, you know, I think they perceive me as somebody that's trying my best every day, you know, to do that. And I think people see that better than I can even tell it necessarily too.
Yeah. I think that's big. You definitely dropping some gems, dropping some jewels. So you like to, well, you did say you want to inspire the youth. What are some ways that you feel like you can contribute to what the youth have going on right now?
I think the best ways to contribute to the youth is just by listening to them first.
That's
I
huge.
feel like a lot of people fail to realize, like, we have a lot of kids and young adults and teenagers that have had to grow up fast that don't really have anybody that wants to really listen to them.
Right.
And not listen to them to give them any flack or any negative criticism, but just to actually listen.
Yes.
And just to really understand what they're going through. And then after that, giving that advice, giving them some, keys that could help them, in the next couple years or, whether it's tomorrow or just helping them realize that, hey, we all going through things.
Yes.
I just was where you were at recently. I have triplet brothers and sisters, 2 boys, 1 girl, Noah, Kayla, Ryan. So I tell them all the time, and they're 20 now. Oh, I'm sorry.
You good.
They're 20 now, and I tell them all the time that literally, I just was where you were at. I just was going through what you were going through. So I could give you that advice, but I also can tell you, like, hey, even adults that are older than me, and I'm only 24, that they're still learning. They're still, like, waking up day by day, just winging it low-key.
Right.
So it's on that you realize, you take those highs with the lows, and kind of how our quarterback is, even though he's not playing too well right now with the Eagles. But, I love
He's still
Jalen
doing his
because,
job.
Hey, Jalen's doing his job. I say he got to play a little better.
Team.
But it does take the team. You got to play a little better. You got to hold accountability. He's even said it himself. But
we
what
still
I would
love
say
you,
is,
Jalen.
we do love you, Jalen. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. I ain't gonna lie. He earned my respect. Even how he bounced off the Carson thing. And I'm a big Eagles guy, trying to start a sports podcast soon. But that's a whole nother tangent. But I just used him as an example of, he always says, I never try to get too high. I never try to get too low. Because life is literally a roller coaster.
It is.
You have those moments of you're on that peak of the mountain, you're feeling like, oh, I've conquered everybody, and you have your lows. And I've necessarily, this last couple years, I think I've gone through, especially since 21, because I feel like since 21, life's kind of just like,
comes at you fast, right?
So you got to be prepared. I have a daughter, she just turned 2 yesterday. So it's like,
happy birthday to the baby girl.
So I always think of more things of not just like, oh, in a bad way. I think of like literally like life's gonna hit you, whether or not like a football game or like a basketball game. Like you could be down 10 points, but if you're ready to battle back, you always got to be ready.
You can't stay down. That's when you let life defeat you and everybody else get back up and try again.
Exactly.
That's very inspirational. I love that, and I can't wait to hear about your podcast. Hopefully, you can have us on there. I know,
for sure.
I know a few things about sports. It's my second time tapping in
with Dan. If y'all don't know, Dan be on South Street going at it with the whole
y'all can
vibe,
check us
the
out
setup.
every weekend.
He make you feel like you're literally at a movie set, or like Steven Spielberg is about to pop up or something. So at the end of the day,
he just
it's
might.
a beautiful thing.
He just might.
That's how we come in. At the end of the day.
We've been meeting all the artists out here on South Street. I love that.
And her vibe, of course. Shout out to our host tonight, because last time out you were definitely not here.
I was not.
I love the vibe. You can't go wrong with a pretty woman.
I appreciate
talking
that.
to you, stuff,
I've been trying to tell people everybody need a little dose of vitamin E, but don't take it from me.
And I'm a big E fan too. EMB, Elijah, and that's my secondary name. I do have a government, but I'm not getting it.
Y'all not getting it.
But it's
That's
still
federal.
my artist name, creative name, and I still kept it as E because I just love that moniker. EMB, it's a great thing.
Yeah, I like that. That's very catchy too, and I don't think many people will forget that.
Yeah, that's why I try short, sweet, simple. I put it like this. I don't tell everybody what my moniker stands for, but it's E Money Bags. My grandfather.
That's what I call myself.
Real shit?
Yeah, I got a few friends who call me E Money Bags.
And that was a
nice
family thing.
I
got gifted that name as a kid.
Okay.
So I never really liked it because I thought it was cringe. E Money, all that.
That's manifesting. Like you go had a bag. E Money.
It's something that's said but not spoken. Like I know that it was always on my mind. So that's why before my uncle died, he told me, he's like, EMB.
Rest in peace to your uncle, and
rest in peace.
Listen, shout out to you for the creative name, and now he's living it through.
Like I said, he was famous. Him and my Uncle Kenny of McFadden and Whitehead. If you ever heard the song, ain't no stopping us now. Hey,
okay.
On the move.
Yeah.
That's my grandfather. So
nice.
That's in Philly International, McFadden and Whitehead. So I try my best to put on for us. My grandfather was killed in 2004 in an unsolved murder.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that.
With the sirens on, So I love to keep his name alive. Let people know they're actually about to drop a documentary about Gamble and Huff for Philly's Film Month. And you can't talk about Gamble and Huff without mentioning my grandfather, because literally he was a singer-songwriter, extraordinaire as well, even actor too. So he did a lot of different things. And on my dad's side, Neo Soul Bilal is actually my cousin as well.
Wow. So you come from a long line of creatives and artists and inspirational people.
A lot of positive pressure. I look at it. Pressure makes diamonds, and
It does.
I try my best to step in the same path, but also derive where I need to. But I know it's a lot of great blueprints that I can follow.
Yeah, and then you can always make it your own. Like right now, like you're out here inspiring the youth. You making music. You mentoring. You out here spitting game, like dropping gems. I think once you figure out what's the best way to really get through to people and make it your own, like you good, and you on that path right now.
That's the process. I think in the last couple of years, even with my music, I feel like at first I want to adhere to, I don't want to say I want to follow anybody, but you hear certain things, you want to, I'm going to do this to me, but now it's like I know my sound, I know what I want to do. I haven't even really dropped since like 2016. I've only dropped ever 2 songs on YouTube, and I kind of took a hiatus, life, things like that. But now I know like age, ideals, everything is matching up the way I want it
It's
to match
aligning.
up. It is.
Yes.
And that's how it has to be. It's like the stars necessarily.
Yes, I
like
love that.
constellations.
I always tell people, like, some people might not understand your vision, so don't worry about conforming to their standards of who they think you should be or who they expect you to be, because it's not none of your business what people expect you to be. Be yourself. If your life looks chaotic to them, that's not your problem. Like, you have the vision. Keep doing what you're doing. It all aligns. It's not my problem. No, for real. So with that being said, I want to know, like, what is your biggest fear in life?
What Jalen said, we don't fear anything, no, but not to quote Jalen all night, but my biggest fear, I guess, is not being successful.
Not being successful.
But I think it's not even a fear, because when you kind of know certain things and you know your ideals and you know you're passionate and you have faith, not even just in God or Allah or Buddha, whatever you have faith in, because I love every religion in a sense, even though personally I'm Muslim, but I'm not the perfect Muslim. I look at anybody and feel, we all judge, and that's one of the biggest sins in itself, is just judging anybody else's relationship they have with, whatever religious prowess you have. But, just the fear of knowing that you allowed your potential to be wasted by the powers that be. And I feel like it's easy to allow those powers to not just stagnate you, but allow you to be kind of constant with what's going on. And if you never have that ideal of, hey, I'm not satisfied, then you'll go farther. But a lot of people have become satisfied in their 9 to 5s or their day to day, and it's the rat race.
So
and
to not be
everybody wants to be in
complacent.
it.
Okay, I love that. And what is your idea or definition of being successful? Like, how do you define success in your life?
Comfortable. Because you never want to be comfortable with being comfortable, but comfortable can be comfortable with your kids, knowing they're doing great, your wife or spouse or life partner, or just the things they're doing in life. Because people fail to realize, like, we all strive for comfortability, privacy, and a peace of mind.
Okay.
And the peace that we know that we can get all of these things without having to sell a piece of our soul for that. And a lot of people will and have done it 10 out of 10 because they know that these are things that even people that are famous wish they could get back. So that I think that's what is being successful, because there's people that are really truly rich that you'll never know their name, you'll never hear of them, you'll never even think this guy has $1 million, or well, $1 million ain't really nothing nowadays, but whatever you need to satisfy your lifestyle, they have that, and you would never know.
I agree with that. There are a lot of people who are just out here like living their best life. All of their problems are taken care of, but they per se probably don't have any problems that how we define as problems, but
their problems are different. They're worrying about more like their social prowess and their ideals of the people they're dealing with. Because like when you're truly rich or well off, it's still something you're sacrificing. Everybody has a sacrifice. To sacrifice your time, you sacrifice your money. To sacrifice your money, you sacrifice your time. So at that being the case, there's always going to be ideal or opportunity. Shout out to my cousin right there on the scooter. We'd be out here. I had to shout him out because he vibing on
that. Love that. He living his best life.
No, real talk. We be driving. That guy, he's a V8 mechanic, all of that. He stay with, different types of toys, but sometimes you got to be peaceful, blissful, and ride around on the scooters, man.
All right.
It's a vibe.
Whatever makes you happy, for real. Whatever makes you happy.
It's a vibe.
I might just hop on a scooter later on.
It's a vibe. Just to have one in the cut, throw it in the trunk, you got to save gas money,
the
economy.
I was just going to say right now, like with the way things going, ditch the gas cars.
Literally, get the gas cards.
I'm crying. All right,
I don't shout out the scammers, but shit.
Listen, I don't knock your hustles, just don't be doing it to me.
Don't be caught, man. I worked in a bank for 2 years. They be on y'all ass. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, facts. So I want to know, like, do you think gender roles have been reversed? And if so, how come?
It's crazy because as soon as you said that, and the problem with me too sometimes I listen to react, but it's a pro and con to that, almost like a slight Achilles heel. But as soon as you said that, what struck into my head was I just read a statistic that said more women now are buying houses than men.
Ooh, why do you think that is?
Because you guys are going hard. Not to say guys, but you females are going hard. You know, in a proper way. I think, you know, like I put it like in the sense, like my child's mother. When I met her, she was always the mover and the shaker. Always. And we're not together. We haven't been together, you know, since my daughter was conceived. But I never felt like I was messing with somebody that was not I don't want to say beneath, but
she always had something going for herself. Yeah, couldn't
match or even surpass what I'm even doing right now. And I would say that she is necessarily. So, you know, I think it's just because women nowadays are realizing what a lot of people went through because of a lot of these sexist movements, and a lot of feminists now becoming, you know, more understanding of your rights that you guys are owed, because we're all still human beings.
Exactly.
You know, we're 99% the same, only 1% differentiates phenotype, sex, all of that. 1%. So we're still humans. We all deserve that equality, that same level playing field. Shoot, I have a daughter, so I would want my daughter to have the same playing field, the same opportunities that I would have, because that's my child. I don't see her as a male or female. I see her as my child first. Forget the sex. So, you know, that's something that's just as important as anything nowadays. And I feel like that's why a lot of women are realizing, like, hey, let's really go off, because there's nobody keeping me from doing that no more.
Right.
Where other generations, they had that necessarily, where they had to be in the kitchen, they had to do this, or it was no choice. Where now you have the choice. A lot of women, like I always say, you could do bad all by yourself, but
you can.
You
can, for sure. Like, shout out once again to the independent women. Shout out to the men who are acknowledging the independent women and don't see them as competition, and give them their flowers while they are still living and doing their thing, because that's big. I think the biggest problem that we're facing now in society is like men seeing women as competition still, and it's not a competition. It's like women need a safe space. Like, we do have to have our feminine energy nurtured, and if we don't feel like we're safe enough to be able to do so, then you're just not gonna get that soft version of us. Like, we're just gonna feel like we have to provide that for ourselves, and that's where most men feel like intimidated and like attacked. Like, oh, you're not allowing me to be a man. No, you probably weren't doing that on your own, baby.
I say it like this: men nowadays, they were never really taught as much to go with certain roles, because it's how life has kind of like gave them those cards. So I look at it like, now not to kind of like give them an excuse, but it definitely has those.
No, I like to understand different perspectives all the time.
So I look at it like, with women necessarily, I definitely respect where you're coming from. Like, no, you know, like baby and all of that. But I look at it, the problem
not
is
the baby necessarily.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just recant on what you were saying to kind of say like the last thing you said. But I just think women nowadays, you know, they have a necessary prowess because they're not even used to having men in the house, and that's because you don't. Yeah. So the first men they're thinking of is their guy, and they're not necessarily realizing like how deep that goes. You know,
right? What do you think the benefit is of having like a man and a woman together in the household working as a team?
Well, I love Asiatic culture. I consider it the yin and the yang. Because as much as you want to be a female, you will never be a natural born female. And as much as you want to be a male, you will never be a natural born male. And there's certain energies that we have and certain chemicals that we have that you literally have to take pills to get if you want that to be the switch. Not to kind of go that lane, but just to say in general. So you need that balance. Kids need the mom and the dad, not just because of anything. It's because that's been instituted since, you know, the dawn of time.
Right.
So you need that because it allows you to think better, allows you to see how different people react, and it also allows you to see how your mother and your father are the first people you see interact with that intermediate sex, with the male and the female, you know, variety. So if you see some of the negative stuff first, your first, you know, instances with relationships might be negative.
Right.
To where if you see positive interactions, then you'll learn positive things. And then you'll be able to move with that as well, because then you'll have these things in your toolbox. Because you need those things in your toolbox to move, whatever you're talking or, knowing when to peacefully bow out. And I've been victim to it myself because, you know, being raised by a single mom, and yeah, it's a beauty because I'm able to articulate myself very well like women are usually able to.
Yeah.
But also, I've also been able to be too emotional sometimes like women are usually. So, you know, you see that, so you allow yourself to kind of like divvy between that, and you have to kind of like reset yourself. But, you know, it's important. It really is.
Okay, I say you have a lot of self-awareness now, and you have a lot of experience to share. You've been dropping gems all night.
I appreciate
What would you might consider like your pivotal point in like becoming self-aware?
Just researching and studying. I think people don't study enough. People don't research enough. People are necessarily okay with being ignorant. Mm-hmm. And ignorant, people think, oh, that's disrespect. No, it's not. I'm ignorant myself with certain topics. You know, she might be.
I think we all are.
Anybody
to
can
a
be
certain
behind
extent.
Exactly.
We can always learn some more.
You know, and I'm trying my best to learn every day to make myself a better father, person, you know, eventually husband, you know. So these are all things that take time. You know, you don't walk up, and like I said earlier, like pressure is taken to make diamonds, and you don't get that pressure and it's not make in this instance. You still get the pressure, and it takes time under that pressure to make that diamond.
Right.
So you know, you just got to keep putting yourself under like that not scrutiny, but you have to self-criticize, self-analyze, and put yourself in a position where you know that, hey, I'm bettering and I'm going to do what I need to do, you know?
Right. I love how you articulated that. Like, you've been answering all these questions very well, and I'm pretty sure you've been able to widen and broaden people's perspectives, especially our viewers on here. It's always awesome to hear like how a man feels about, I wouldn't say social construct, but definitely that's what it is, like in societal norms right now, and how things are shifting, because I think things are shifting in a very like accelerated manner.
It's like we come from a generation where a lot more things were black and white, and now we're shifting to more gray. And that's the best way to put it, because you can't say anybody deserves this, you can't say anybody deserves that, and a lot of that entitlement is dissolving. And you have some families that are still able to do the entitlement, are still able to give that, but a lot of families are not now. So you're definitely right where things are shifting, the power is shifting, and the money is shifting, and it's just as important, you know?
Right. You did speak about marriage earlier, and I'm wondering, like, would you ever date or marry an OnlyFans girly or an OnlyFans model?
I put it like this. We all have a vagina, a penis, an anus. So people posting it and showing it, I'm not as opposed. But the problem is, it's about the self-respect aspect, and also it's like, is that the only thing you necessarily can do? I know people that are true life personalities, whether here or not here anymore, that just was another facet of their career, because, you know, of course people want to allude to it because sex sells, and it's always going to sell because we all are primitive people and primates still, and we like to have fun, you know. But it just depends. I think the person, the ideal, necessarily how they sell their content, how they go about it, it's all important. And you do have to realize people do have digital footprints out here. So when you have these digital footprints, you have to also be aware that if you're not, I don't want to say if you're not ready or have the mental fortitude, then maybe don't do that. Necessarily me, I do, but like I said, it just depends on the situation. You know?
It does. I agree with that. I want to close out with like asking you if you could just provide our youth with some probably like positive experiences or like some advice, like moving forward, dealing with how life is right now and how things are changing. What would be that piece of advice you would provide to a youth right now?
My best advice I give to the youth is it's okay to be different. It's okay to not be accepted by certain groups. It's okay to walk away. Those are my first instances, because I feel like nowadays it's so much scrutiny on you let somebody get the better of you.
Right.
And that is just as much of an issue as anything. But I think that, and also just, you know, be yourself. You know, be the person that you want to be in the morning. Do what you want to do. Be creative. You know, step outside your comfort zone, like we said earlier. Do the things that you know that might not be happy now to do, but in the long run, it's going to put you in a better position. You know, because a lot of kids nowadays, they're used to doing what they're doing. But I think, you know, if you kind of keep understanding that, hey, nothing is certain, nothing is written in stone, a lot of things are written in sand, you'll keep realizing that as soon as that tide washes a lot away, you'll have a clean slate, and you'll be able to do better the next day than you did today.
Exactly. That was beautiful and very well said. I appreciate that. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you coming out here inspiring the youth and providing mentorship. Make sure y'all check him out on what platform? Where can we find you?
CEO ENB on usually everything. So I'm trying to make sure everything is CEO ENB. So yeah, for sure.
Okay. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys tap in, check out his podcast, make sure y'all support him, show some love.
In 6 months for sure. I'm trying to get everything together. I'm about to start in real life streaming as well, showing you guys Philly, from a lot of different perspectives. So yeah, we're on a lot of different dog shit, the way we put it.
Love it. Philly supporting Philly, y'all. Make sure y'all tune in and check them out.
Yo, this is me, the one and only. You dig?
That's him. I don't know his name, but he's him, the one and only. All right, so you ladies, first of all, I love your top. Do you guys mind introducing yourselves?
My fault, brother.
We got the one and only. I don't know his actual name. My name is E. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, my name is Kim, and thank you for welcoming us.
No problem. Thank you for stopping by and giving me some of your time. I'm E. What is your name?
Darren.
Nice meeting you, Darren. Your eyes are magnetizing.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So how are you guys feeling tonight?
Good.
Well, we just came out of First Friday.
Okay.
We stared at all the art, met all the friends that we love and know, and then we just had celebrated the Jewish New Year.
Yeah. Shout out to that.
So we support Jewish.
Okay.
We do.
Yes, as you should. So I want to know what makes you unique or special. What do you think makes you unique or special?
I don't know. I mean, I'll just consider myself an average Joe who just wants to celebrate
My hand
life
or
every day.
Instagram?
Like I just
Can't
want
get
to
that out
celebrate
here.
life to the fullest.
I don't want to share it.
Not only do I want to celebrate life to the fullest, but I also want to live by God. Completely by God.
Okay.
And party all that I want. With all the seriousness that we also have our responsibilities, we also love our families, and we love
Stick around
our
so we can have a
spouses.
conversation.
Oh yeah.
I love that. And would you agree? Do you think that's all that makes her unique and special?
I think everybody's unique and special, but so few people will act on it.
Oh, people don't act on it. Why do you think people don't really act on it?
Well, because especially if the internet, it's like, you want to get votes up, you don't want to get votes down. So when corporations are offering incentives for votes up, you just conform. So the internet has created generations of people, young and old, who want to conform.
Oh no, I can't.
Okay, so you think people are just conforming to like societal norms nowadays, and which is why they're not exploring themselves and being their truest form.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. Now, do you mind if we kind of touch on like relationships?
Relationships?
Yeah,
Yes, well, our relationship is very solid.
I like that. Very solid. You need a solid foundation for anything.
Yes, it's so solid that we are one-on-one.
One-on-one. That's beautiful.
But we love, and we help each other, and that's important.
Okay, wow. So I kind of want to explore a little bit, like outside of you guys' relationship, what was your worst experience with an ex, or like probably just dating? Like, what was the worst experience that you probably like, ew, like never again. This is all done and over with. I might see things a little differently now.
Well, I remember about 30 years ago, I left a guy who wanted to sell me into prostitution.
Wow. Yeah, don't do that.
Oh no, I never will do that, because that's not in my genes.
Yeah, no. What was your worst experience dating or like relationship-wise prior to your new union?
I think I was going through a period where I would take girls out and like I'd go to the bathroom and they would disappear. And I came back to the table. And I can never figure out why it was happening. But I think in music scenes maybe people go to bars and they see people they know, maybe their boyfriend or their former, and people are playing games like that. Putting on appearances.
Yeah.
Similar to how they might do online maybe today, to show people like, this is who I am and this is who I'm not.
Exactly.
And like, yeah, so maybe that. I think I'm always ahead of my time. Maybe.
I think they were
Yeah.
more into like speed dating. They were just
Excuse
like,
me?
I think they were more into like speed dating, and they were unaware that you were like in it for the long run. Like they probably missed out on something great, but
Guess what?
everything
They
happens for a
missed out
reason.
on a good guy like him.
But if they had not missed out, you guys would not have met. Everything happens for a reason, right?
Yes,
So they're lost.
their loss is right.
I love that. What are some of your personal boundaries?
You should say boundaries.
Yes.
No, the second compliment is disrespectful.
Personal boundaries.
I don't think I have any.
Well, let's just put it this way: we don't believe we're not swingers, okay?
Okay.
We
So don't
believe in
solicit.
swingers. I mean, we know some people like open marriages. That's their business. It's just that in our life, we're not swingers because we're old-fashioned that way.
Okay. I like that. And what are some of your boundaries?
I don't think I have any.
Okay. I love that. You're
Thank
free
you.
form, freelancing.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for stopping by and speaking to me. If you don't mind telling the people where we can find you, do you have a social platform where people can follow
Well,
you?
actually, we have a YouTube page
Okay.
called Melinda and Rocky
Melinda
Internet
and Rocky.
Ditties.
Okay.
You can look us up on YouTube. We're also on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay, I love that.
We
So
love
make
you
sure you
too.
guys check them out. They have great energy. They have a lot to speak about. And I appreciate them stopping by to give us some time. Are you guys going to continue hanging out?
Thank you.
Here, so
No
we can go there and
problem.
Check it out.
I love that.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Take
I love
care.
your bracelets and your accessories with your top is just like chef's kiss.
Thank you
Beautiful.
so much.
You're welcome. You guys enjoy the rest of your night
Yeah,
and
you
thank you
enjoy your
again.
night, too.
I appreciate it.
Good luck, guys.
We love you. Go Eagles.
Go Eagles!
Yeah.
Follow us on